As we draw close to the end of the year 2022 into the new year or 2023 and beyond, we take a look back at the Samsung Galaxy devices for this year to see how they've stood the test of time. In this case, we take a long-term look at the Galaxy S22 Ultra to see whether it deserves the title of Galaxy Phone of the Year. Hi, Ben from Sam Mobile. If you enjoy new and exclusive videos like this, then be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos on YouTube with Sam Mobile TV. Here is our long-term revisit of the Galaxy S22 Ultra 10 months later. Starting from the outside and working our way in, how has the overall design and build quality held up over the last 10 months? And it's safe to say that it's held up pretty well. The materials being used are top grade with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus at the front and back with the use of armor aluminium, and just the overall fit and finish of the device does indeed still give you the confidence that every part of the device feels worth the money. The rear camera design is a part of the device that I've come to accept, but maybe not entirely love like I did the previous S21 Ultra, but it does indeed complement the overall design language, which is indeed more akin to the previous Galaxy Note series. Speaking of the Galaxy Note, it's safe to say that this is a reincarnation and a follow-up model of the Note 20 Ultra, with the more flat boxy design at the top and the bottom, the back curve for better ergonomics, and the front curved display, and most importantly, the built-in S Pen into the body of the phone, making a return and also technically being the first for a flagship Galaxy S series device. If we also talk about how good Samsung's matte finish process is on the Galaxy S22 Ultra with the Phantom Black we've been using here, the overall design and build quality is still top tier. Although it's more personal preference, minus the wish for a flat display on the Galaxy S22 Ultra, the display is still class leading for a traditional non-folding screen smartphone you can get and experience right now. From the excellent high brightness QHD Plus dynamic AMOLED display, the S Pen support, the smooth and efficient dynamic scaling 120Hz high refresh rate display, the super fast and most importantly consistent ultrasonic generation 2 in-display fingerprint sensor, we can't praise enough just how good the display is on the S22 Ultra. As I favor having a good typing experience, how the haptic feedback has been tuned this time around to favor a nice and more clean vibration feedback is something I've really come to appreciate. But in some cases, the stronger haptic engine on the S21 Ultra for better prompts when managing notifications might still be preferred. The sound quality from the dual speakers is still great with support for Dolby Atmos and still aids towards a great loudspeaker experience. As our model of the S22 Ultra is the UK and European variant, it is powered by the infamous Exynos 2200 with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. And we say infamous because although the day-to-day performance is more than good enough on the Exynos 2200, the expected benefit of the partnership with AMD with the introduction of the Xclipse 920 GPU seemed nothing more than above the norm as we would expect from a flagship GPU on a mobile device. We've not had any real issues with the performance overall, but we have to be honest that for an Ultra device, and the fact that we know that the Snapdragon variant exists with better support, efficiency, and performance still leaves us longing for the time Samsung ditches the dual SoC strategy for their flagship S series and gives the best performance available to the device. Undoubtedly, the S22 Ultra does carry the most powerful camera the Samsung has to offer at the time of this recording, all thanks to the quad rear camera built around the main 108MP sensor, the 12MP ultra wide with autofocus, the 10MP 3x optical zoom, and finally the long range 10MP 10x optical zoom lens. The fact still remains that Samsung really does have the best edge detection for photos and even videos, which really makes it such a joy when capturing pictures in portrait mode for photos and videos on all the lenses that support it. The video capturing experience, especially when shooting in 4K 30 frames a second, is still the most seamless between the lenses, including the selfie that you will get on any flagship device. The overall camera performance still holds up well, and as decent as low light is, we would still love to see an overall improvement here, as well as equally a seamless video capturing experience when shooting in 4K 60 frames a second. we highly recommend you watch our S22 Ultra camera comparison, but overall, the camera experience on the S22 Ultra is one of the best all around. The biggest long-term difference and advantage of the S22 Ultra right now is One UI 5 with Android 13. We still remember it like yesterday, the surprise of Samsung announcing support for 4 generations of Android software, which means the S22 Ultra should still see an end-of-life support on Android 16 with 1 more additional year of security updates. For a most comprehensive breakdown of all the new features of One UI 5, we highly recommend you watch our final Android 13 release video for the S22 Ultra, which will be linked in the description below and the cards above. What One UI 5 brings is an extensive experience that puts a focus on speed and fluidity, improvements on the system animations, more options and customizations natively for the lock screen without the need of a third-party extension, better widget support with stacked widgets and smart widget suggestions, and my personal favorite is easier and more powerful access to multitasking. Samsung's goal of offering the best Android software experience through the unique and powerful features offered by One UI 5, like DeX, and the consistent monthly update support alongside the most timely OS version updates backed with a strong beta program. This is the best of Samsung we've experienced when it comes to software. We've settled that the battery life on the S22 Ultra, if using screen on time as a metric of measurement, is on or around 4 to 7 hours, and this really comes down to using the S22 Ultra in the full high definition plus resolution mode and sticking to 4G while still using as much Wi-Fi as possible, as 5G still takes a big hit on battery life. What that basically means is that after a typical 15-hour day of total usage, which accounts for both screen off and screen on time, you'll be left with around 15 to 25% battery. As much as we're okay with the charging speeds offered on the S22 Ultra from 0 to 100% charge, we were still expecting the return of the 45-watt super fast charging 2.0 to have a bigger impact in reducing the time taken to charge the S22 Ultra's 5000 mAh battery to 100%, which means we still stand by our original test that using the 25-watt charger is the best option, as the difference between the charging speeds compared to the 45-watt charger is very minimal. The real question comes to mind when using the S22 Ultra over a long period is whether it's worth considering now or waiting for the replacement, which should be here in the next few months. The better question is, does it deserve the honorable title of Galaxy Phone of the Year for 2022? And we have to say, in our experience, it definitely does. If you've been using the S22 Ultra long term, let us know your experience with it in the comment section below. For the latest news in the world of Samsung daily, be sure to visit us at sammobile.com. And for the latest videos on YouTube with Sam Mobile TV, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, and we will see you next time.